and welcome back to the Scale Modelling Cafe, and welcome to this week's update. There's going to be a bit of a break from the weekly updates. The missus and 3 of the kids are flying out, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to want to either actually. I want to spend time with them. I don't want to be spend time doing this. So there is going to be a little bit of a break from the weekly updates, but I have preloaded some content just to keep you going over the next couple of weeks. More of that in just a second. First thing though is 3,000 subscribers. Really exciting to go over that milestone, and I never thought I'd get anywhere near that number. I didn't have an aim or a target or anything like that in mind, but the fact that 3,000 people have subscribed is really rather exciting. So thank you very much, and welcome to all the new subscribers. Hello to all the older subscribers. It's great to have you all on board, and it's all very exciting. So here's to the next one, I guess, 4,000. I've got a really itchy nose. I'm really sorry. Okay, right. Channel content then. Last week was the final part of the Edward 109F in 72nd scale, the winter whitewash video. Some great feedback on that. Thank you very much. It seems to be quite popular. One of my most popular modelling videos I've done. As I said last week, not the best canvas for a winter whitewash instructional video because it is quite small. So I am thinking about what can I do in a larger scale, 48th scale, that I can do a bit more of a sort of focused how to, a little bit more in depth on that. Also I used the Edward decals, the kit decals in there, and there's a little bit of a sort of a little section on that. So yeah, go check that out, and it'd be great to have your feedback. I've had some really nice feedback so far, so thanks very much for that. The new project then, the Curtis H75N Hawk from Clearprop 48 scale. That all kicks off tomorrow with the part 1 introduction video, where I talk about some of the aftermarket bits I'm going to use in the project, my sort of vision for the project, if you like, and I'll go through some of the camouflage schemes, the shortlist. I think actually in this one, if my memory serves me correct, this is the first one in a long time where I've actually stuck to my original plan of my choice of markings. So yeah, I guess there's a first for everything. Yeah, go and pop over and watch that tomorrow. It's quite an interesting video. At the end of that, I have linked the sprue tour, because if you've not seen that, I highly recommend that, just to see the detail in the kit just before I get started on the project, because the cockpit is really, really nice. I'm just about to finish editing that one, and the surface detail, the riveting is absolutely beautiful. It's insane actually how fine it is. Yeah, go and pop over and see that, and that will provide a little bit of context ready for the cockpit video part 2, which is out next week. Right, yeah, some of the content then that is coming up. What I've done is I've taken the Zukimura F4C Phantom, the Robin Oz's Bolo, and I've edited it right down into about a 30-minute project video. No narration, just with some music, and at the end of that is a bit of a montage of some high-res photos, again with music. I haven't done one of these sorts of styles of videos before. I thought it would be quite interesting to do that as a bit of a bonus, if you like. Let me know if that's the sort of thing you want more of. I'm thinking about going back through the back catalogue and stitching some stuff together, just to yeah, mix things up a bit, that kind of thing. Have it in the bank, so if I'm getting behind on the editing or something, or I'm going away, then I've got some content to pop out. The other video you can expect over the next couple of weeks is another chat video, and that is on the subject of pre-shading, where I give my thoughts on that particular technique. I'm hoping again that's going to kick off a little bit of a discussion. It's probably possible to do a bit of internet archaeology and find some of my really old models where I have done pre-shading. They do exist out there somewhere, I'm sure. But I'm a massive fan of science and the scientific method, and that is, you know, through experimentation we improve our knowledge, and in modelling obviously we improve our skills, and hopefully we get better with every model, and we sort of pick up new things, drop old things, that kind of thing. But I just have a chat about pre-shading and my thoughts on it, and yeah, that should be fairly interesting. So you can watch that in, when does that go up? Week or two, can't remember. Oh well, never mind. So that's the content that you can look forward to coming up over the next few weeks. The project update then on this, the Airfix Beaver in 72nd scale. Here it is, all painted. I've about 45 minutes ago, something like that, an hour ago, I did the satin varnish coat. It's VMS, having done a sludge oil wash, done my usual mixer tone specifically for the camouflage tone, and done that. The cowling is just tacked on with a little bit of blue tack, because next job, finish off the engine. The components are painted, just need to glue the tiny little push rods in, then I can bung the engine on and then stick the cowling on. The wheels are primed, just need to paint the hubs, do a little bit of post shading, sort the exhaust pipe out, and then I've got all the sticky out bits and the aerials, of which there are many. It's been a little bit of a frustrating model actually, this. I'm frustrated with my efforts on the riveting. I've done much better riveting jobs in the past. Some of the lines are quite wonky, but I think I've kind of got away with it because the camouflage, that disrupted camouflage, means, yeah, your eye doesn't naturally go towards that, which is lucky. If this was the natural metal one, the French one that I was considering doing, yeah, there's no way I'd get away with that. But I am considering getting another one of these and putting a little bit more. It's not a lack of effort, but we learn these lessons, don't we? And sometimes we forget them. So yeah, I may well do that. I'm pleased with how some of the windows have come out. The sort of thinning down the inside and thinning down the inside of the glass itself on some of the parts, gluing them in, and then sanding them flush. I mean, they're almost 2mm thick, some of them, but certainly the cabin windows there are now really, really clear. I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. So overall, yeah, a few frustrations, but enjoying it immensely. One thing though is the decals. Ooh, as the caroling nearly goes through a button. So the decals are extra decal, and do you know what? I'm going to put this down before I drop it and break it or something. The extra decals. Normally I'm a big fan of extra decals. They are printed by Microscale, so thank you for the chap on Facebook who pointed that out. I did know that. So, you know, normally very reliable, but it's weird, these decals. It's almost like there was no decal glue on the sheet. So normally you can sort of, the decal will slide around on the decal paper, and it's almost like the glue acts as a bit of sort of grease or something, and you can just slide them off quite easily. These decals wanted to stick to the backing paper, even though they'd been freed, and they were really brittle. It's really odd. So I glossed the model. I normally gloss. I'm not going to go into that now. I used ammo setting solution. I put the decal on, and then when I got a cotton bud, normally there's enough grip from the decal glue to hold the decal in place, so you can then remove the excess setting solution and water, and then burnish the decal down into the detail, and then you can whack it with another coat of set or sol over the top. Couldn't do that with this. When I rolled the cotton bud over, the decal just moved. It just wouldn't stay put. It was really odd. So I ended up just putting, almost like floating, and then putting another very heavy wet coat of setting solution over the top, so it's trapped between two setting solution layers. Then left it for about half an hour, and then hit it with I took the tips of the sharp tweezers and tried to push it into the detail. Some of the panel lines that I'd already scribed in, which are really fine to be fair, because they weren't conforming. And I actually tore one of the decals as well. Some of the decals was the roundels was stars and bars thing was slightly out of register. I then hit it with solvent, and normally ammo solvent is really good. Impervious. These decals were impervious to it, so I got the big guns out. I got the solver set out, and I used that, and I flooded them. I did about 3 coats and then a heavy coat and left it overnight, and it did improve things, but still not great, if I'm honest. So really frustrating with that, but now I've done the satin coat over the top, it's kind of blended them all in a little bit more. Yeah, just very disappointed in how the decals are performing on that one. Maybe the decals are really old, maybe one of those things. Maybe it's just I just got a particularly bad sheet and it's a one-off. Who knows? That's that. But overall though, really enjoying the project, really enjoying how it's looking now. A little bit scruffy around the glass parts and things like that, around the windscreen, but yeah, actually really enjoying that. Makes me wonder if I should should I really go for the Auster or one of the other vintage classics. I don't know, we shall see. Right, the news then, on to the news. Some really interesting news. First of all though, Mini Art, their 1/48 scale P47, they've released some sprue shots. I'll bung a couple up here while I'm chatting. There's a load more on my Facebook page, or quite a few people have shared the pictures from the Mini Art Facebook page. That's looking really, really nice, and seems to be a bit of buzz and momentum building behind that. So yeah, that's going to be really nice to see eventually when that lands. And then Tamiya have announced 2 new 1/48 scale kits. One is an F35B and Lightning, JSF, blah. One is an FM1 or Mark V Wildcat. They're out in November. Lots of speculation. Is the F35B the Italeri kit? Be interesting to see. Personally, I hope not. I'm not going to get it. I think it's a phenomenal aeroplane, but as a modelling subject, does not float my boat any way, shape or form. Dull, dull, dull. But anyway, I'm sure fans of the F35 are going to wait with that with bated breath. And like I say, it's going to be really interesting to see if that is going to be the Italeri box. Now, personally, I don't think it is. Tamiya tend to rebox Italeri kits for the home market only. And I believe this was announced on the Tamiya USA website, which leads me down the path that more likely it is an original Tamiya tooling. So it's a modification of their A model. But I guess we'll have to wait and see in November. The other one is interesting, the FM1 Mark V Wildcat. Yeah, their previous one was the F4, wasn't it? And I'm wondering what this is. Is it another reboxing? Is it an Edward kit? Or is it another retooled kit? If it is retooled, it's going to be interesting to see what is the surface detail, because obviously their previous kit had raised rivets, really quite fine actually, but it is really long in the tooth, that model. So really interesting and intriguing to see what that's going to be. Is it their own tooling? If it is, what's the surface detail going to be like? You know, Tamiya tend to go for exceptionally well-fitting and well-engineered kits, but quite bland on the outside. They stay away from rivets. normally. So yeah, really interesting. Okay, there we are. I've pretty much run out of things to say. Thank goodness. Say the chorus out there. There we are. As I said then, bit of a recap. Got the family coming out for a few weeks. So there's going to be none of these update videos for a couple of weeks. But then I have got a few stocking fillers, if you like. The F4 Phantom, the Zukimura, all in one. First time I've done that. Be great to get your feedback on that. And also a chat video on pre-shading. And then part 1 of the new project, and hopefully part 2 next week as well. There we are. Right, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much. Watch out on my Facebook page, the Scale Modelling Cafe Facebook page, for pictures of the progress of this little wee beaver thing. And I keep everybody updated on there. Right, there we are. I'm off. Cheers. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.